2 weeks ago, there is a coach who came to me, S&C coach, and he said, Benoit, do you have any suggestion on how can I become a great coach? And do you have any tip, any exercise? I come from football, so I'm wondering related to this, like in tennis, what's more important? So I gave him some responses that felt good at that time, and then I've been thinking for this for the last 2 weeks, and I think, actually, we can do better. First of all, there are misconceptions on what is a good coach. There are three misconceptions, maybe more. One of them is a great coach has the best exercises. He will know this exercise that is top-notch and fancy and specific for this and that and very technical. That's one misconception. Another misconception is a great coach knows and you don't. He is the one superior to you. And finally, a great coach is necessarily tough. Okay, he has to be tough. So I'm going to respond to these misconceptions at the end because actually they are not the most important in my opinion. So what's the most important to becoming a great, awesome performance, tennis, sports, S&C coach? Number one, a great coach cares for you first, as a human being, before being an athlete. If you're not a happy, aligned with yourself human being, how come you can give your best? You cannot find performance like this. So this is a value that I share with Gareth Shelbourne, with whom I work with Arthur Ferry at the moment, and I'm very pleased for this. Number one, you care for the human being. Number two, personalization. You are a unique athlete with a set of talent, skills, muscle fiber dominance, perception, intentions, awareness, beliefs, and on and on and on. So I cannot apply the same system to everybody. Actually, I have to adapt as a coach to you, specifically for you, because again, you are unique. Number three, a vision. A great coach has a vision from this awareness of this athlete that he has in front of him. He needs to say, okay, we're gonna work on this and this, we're gonna work on that. This is a priority actually. This is a weakness and it's okay. If we have a bigger strength, we can do better and it doesn't matter so much at this point, maybe later. And you have a vision for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, etc. Great examples are Paganini, the coach, the most successful coach in tennis, who worked with Federer and Wawrinka, and he says that he always has a long-term vision when he starts to work with someone. Other examples are Richard Williams, the dad of Serena and Venus, difficult to do better, or Tony Nadal, also difficult to do better. Okay, so big vision when you work with your athlete. Number four, great in communication. What does it mean? First and foremost, it means listening very well. Active listening, reframing, reformulating. Lots of techniques are available in many courses. A great coach does communicate very well. Also very good at giving feedbacks. What was good, what you can do better. So every time you give feedback, it gives confidence to the athletes rather than crush him. Okay, very, very important skill. Number five, skin in the game. What do I mean by this? A few things. One is, if I make a mistake, I will tell you I make a mistake. Sorry, we have attempted this, it didn't work, now we're gonna do this, I'm sorry, we're gonna go to this path. For instance, at some point with Arthur, I was telling him we need to work on your endurance. We did 3 weeks on working on his endurance, but too slow, too long, And at the end of these 3 weeks, already we can see that we lost his genius, his ability to make variations, to make surprises, to be different. Woola, sorry. Let's go back to do a kind of endurance, yes, but not endurance like this. And that means, to me, skin in the game. Also, skin in the game is having your own goals. Like, what, as a coach, what do I want to improve at this moment in my field, in my sport? Where, for me, like, I'm doing my best to improve in kettlebells, but it could be in anything. Another point also is, for skin in the game, is as you engage in a journey from a coach and a player, you will have tough time. You will go downhill at times, for sure. So are you ready to take responsibility and say, okay, let's go together again. We can do better, we can improve, let's change and go back up. Number 6, calm, emotional control, self-awareness, all this package. When you're in the midst of an important moment like pressure time, you don't need excitement from your coach. You need someone who's calm, composed, and will give you the vibes of confidence. You can do it. This means that the coach needs to have a practice of silence, meditation, breathing, a practice where he's able to maintain his composure even when you are again under pressure. Number 7, some experience at high level. This means the coach has some experience with not necessarily tennis, it could be other sport, but something with high stake. And he knows from in his cell, in his experience, he knows like, okay, this feels like this when the person is under tremendous pressure. So he can relate to you and you can share experiences this way. I think it's an important point as well. Number 8, passionate, joyful, grateful. To go at the top, you need to repeat a lot of stuff every day. Similar exercises, similar warm-up, similar recovery, similar nutrition maybe sometimes, and on and on and on. It's better in this case if you have someone who can be joyful, who can have fun, who can tell jokes, who can be light. So you have a way to be non-attached and not too serious with all your exercise. Yes, they are necessary, and the way you do it has an impact on, again, your well-being and how well you will be in your skin. Number 9, courageous / a bit crazy. To go to the top requires the best of everyone, the best of the coach, the best of the player, and this is not for the faint at heart. Not many people can do it. It's kind of insane, the odds to achieve it. So better not thinking too much about it. You go for it, you're passionate, you're crazy, and okay, let's give our best again and again and again and again, every day, even when I'm tired. The best of this at this moment. Now, there is something to not confuse here. When I say a bit crazy, I'm not saying to go to the other side where it's abusive. There are coaches who have been abusive, like in the movie Whiplash. Also in tennis or other sports, you have had abusive men who had sexually abused the girls they were coaching. That's not what I'm talking about when I'm saying a bit crazy. A bit crazy is like, okay, it's tough and I require the best of myself and the best of this person, and I push myself, I push this person. At the same time, I remain healthy. Number 10, let's start to respond to the misconceptions I introduced first. Partnership. As a coach, you are not better, you are not above, you are not superior, you are not inferior either. You are at the same level. You work in partnership together. What do you think? I think more like this. What do you feel? I feel more like that. Okay, so that means that we want to go this way. What do you think of this way? Oh yeah, maybe normal. That way. That's partnership. That doesn't mean I know or you know better. We are working together to find the best plan moment by moment. Number 11, to respond to this idea that a coach must know the best exercises possible. No. What the coach needs is to have a plan, make an exercise that corresponds to something. Why you do what? Why we do this exercise? And it could be a very classic, very easy exercise, not fancy at all, just very simple. And yet, because you know why you do this, it has an impact and it goes towards the vision I was talking about earlier. Number 12, to respond to this idea of a coach needs to be tough. First and foremost, in my opinion, a coach needs to connect with the athlete, with the person in front of him. So that means a heart connection. Yeah, it might seem weird, but this is very important. If you don't have this, you have sometimes disrespect, unfairness, and also you can hurt the person. But if on the other hand, you connect first and say, hey, I understand you're going through a rough time. I understand that, okay, I can see that you were making a lot of efforts. And at the same time, at this moment, that was really not the best idea to do this. That's being tough and at being respectful at the same time. Again, the art of giving a good feedback. So important. Number 13, not quite yet. This comes from a story of a student in Kung Fu who told me that his master was always saying, not quite yet. Meaning he could do as much effort as he wants. He say, not quite yet. So there is always something, always something, always something. This suggests effort, this suggests a growth mindset, and not, this is it, I have it, my ego can be full, and I'm the best of the world. All right, last and not the least, number 14, I cannot believe I forgot this. It's so important for me. It's constant learning, which goes against the idea that I know better and the player knows less. So we are partners again. And you as a player, you show me an issue and I'm gonna study about it. For instance, 7 years ago, one of the players that I was coaching had an issue with his breathing, and even though I was a yoga teacher at that time, I was like, how do I deal with this? And I was not satisfied with the answer that I had, so much that I dived into this topic, and now I can publish a course on it. So the field is yours. You can learn about anything, not only about tennis. Here it's breathing, but there is nutrition, a lot of things to learn, and contrary ideas on this topic. And of course, strength and conditioning, and emotions, communication, yoga, Pilates, meditation, and on and on and on, movements. These days I'm learning about motor preferences. I learn about neurotyping, Christian Thibodeau idea, and on and on and on. So as you become better, as you learn, you become a better, more value for yourself and for others. And yeah, this is so important. So these are my ideas for how to become a better coach. Hopefully it inspires you to do the work. And if you are the parents or a player who's looking for a coach, it also helps you to discern the kind of things you're looking for a great coach. In any case, this relationship between a coach and a player is very special, very unique. We go through valleys and peaks, and valleys again and peaks again, hopefully. So it's a journey where we grow together, when we learn together, and most important, where we develop our potential and become better person, better human beings. There is only one number one in the world, so the air is very thin. Most likely it's not for us to be there, and if it happens, we will be ready. Most important is we are ready and willing to develop our potentials together, and this is a wonderful idea in my opinion. All right, thanks for doing the work.